At the United Nations, there's been a flurry of meetings over a ceasefire initiative offered by Egypt and France. The Security Council has been under pressure to reach a resolution to stop the Israeli offensive on Gaza. We're going to take you now to the UN. Senior UN correspondent Richard Roth joins us now with the latest. So what's the progress on this so far?
Well, a very intensive flurry of diplomacy, more of a flurry than you normally see in this place, with ministers and foreign secretaries delaying their plane trips back home to far-flung lands. The quest is to come up with some sort of expression of all 15 members of the Security Council in light of the fighting that continues in Gaza and Israel. But there are still sharp divisions here. You might see the video showing that Condoleezza Rice, U.S. Secretary of State, is here, along with her Western European counterparts, David Miliband of Britain, Bernard Kouchner of France. They met face-to-face with Arab delegates who have been on the ground here for 48 hours. They have all flown in here at a very high rank. The difference is that the Arabs want a resolution, which is significantly more important in UN terms. One resolution which would say there should be an immediate ceasefire. The Americans are more concerned that Israel, in effect, be given a little bit more time to operate militarily and that they not be told to stop immediately. And they're concerned that Hamas would not comply anyway. After the session, I asked Amr Moussa of the League of Arab States, what did he feel was the meeting's sense?
A very good meeting, not a confrontation meeting, but we sat together with the Western Troika and expressed our views that we are not here to have a statement to express views, but for a decision or for a resolution that calls for a ceasefire that has the weight of the Security Council in accordance with the Charter and the procedures.
Of course, if the Arabs want to, they can push this resolution to a vote, but Amr Moussa of the Arab League said they don't want that type of confrontation level. They don't want a veto. The Western countries and the United States, they have what's called a presidential statement, which all 15 countries have to agree on. It's not, though, an official UN document. It's not legally binding, such as a resolution. So we have two different positions there. And Reggie, there is also the ongoing peace efforts of the Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak, who invited the Israeli Prime Minister to come to regional-wide talks in Cairo. They will also probably, when they do some sort of statement of reaction here at the UN, endorse that Mubarak peace proposal. And U.S. Secretary of State Rice just spoke with reporters, and she said she's working hard, but again, she made sure to say that the U.S. wants a ceasefire, but that they want a ceasefire that's durable and long-lasting. That's been the key difference. They don't want a shaky ceasefire that Hamas, in Washington's view, will not abide by. Reggie, back to you.
Here's my question, Richard. What about Hamas? Where do they come into this discussion, given that there are so many people who simply won't talk to them?
Yes, they're not a UN member state, and they vow the destruction of Israel, but there are contacts that are made through Egypt, the Palestinians. There were enough contacts to create this 6-month truce that has now broken down, enough contacts in 2005 to come up with border arrangements with Egypt and into the Gaza Strip, and that eventually broke down in early 2008. But that complicates the situation here when you have that type of non-state actor in this crisis. Back to you.
All right, Richard Roth of the UN monitoring those discussions as they develop. Thanks, Richard.